Nightmare Radio.
It was March 7th, 2022, a Thursday, and I had just clocked out of my shift at a logistics warehouse in Rochester, New York. My energy was shot, but I wasn't going home. I had 2 interviews lined up the next day in Raleigh, North Carolina, both promising salaried office positions that could finally lift me out of the dead-end job I'd been stuck in. I was broke, so flying wasn't an option. Instead, I loaded up my aging Camry, said a quick goodbye to my mom and sister, and hit I-81 around 6:30 p.m., 3 thermoses of gas station coffee riding shotgun. The plan was to reach my hotel by 2:00 a.m. if I drove straight through. I was hyped at first, music blasting, windows cracked, but adrenaline fades fast when you're sleep deprived. By midnight, the road was dead silent, and my vision was starting to tunnel. I had just crossed into Southern Virginia when I saw him. A man, standing on the shoulder of the empty highway, perfectly still, wearing a black suit. He didn't wave. He didn't move. He just stood there, head slightly tilted, watching my car. I slowed a bit out of reflex. His head turned as I passed, tracking me in silence. "What the hell, ... I muttered aloud. The guy didn't look homeless or like he'd crashed his car. He looked ... placed, like a mannequin someone forgot to collect. 10 minutes later, I saw another man. Same spot shoulder of the road. Same suit. Same stillness. My chest tightened. I tapped my brakes and drifted toward the shoulder, unsure of what I was doing. But when I looked back, he was gone. Like he never existed. I floored it. I needed caffeine. A rest stop appeared like a miracle, some nameless 24-hour travel plaza just off the highway. I got a coffee, parked in the lot under a buzzing light, and tried to breathe. Then I saw him again. Same man, standing under the light pole across the lot, staring. He didn't move toward me. He just faced me. Blank expression. Like he was waiting for something. I bolted. My chest was pounding. Coffee forgotten, I jumped back on the road. I had an hour and 15 left, but I didn't care anymore. I wasn't going to fall asleep, except I did. I had to. Because the next thing I remember, I was pulling into a grocery store parking lot just outside of Durham. I must have blacked out behind the wheel. The lot was empty, the sky bruised with early morning haze. I put the seat back and tried to nap, but then I woke up, suddenly, heart racing. No sounds, no dreams. I looked around, windows fogged from my breath. Empty lot, nothing out of the ordinary. Then I checked the rearview mirror. A figure sat in my back seat. My scream tore the silence apart. I threw the door open, stumbled out, and collapsed on the pavement. But when I turned back around, the back seat was empty. I stared at the open door for a long time before climbing back in. Shaking, heart hammering, I told myself I was hallucinating. Lack of sleep, stress, too much caffeine. But my hands wouldn't stop trembling. I made it to the hotel in Raleigh just past 4:00 a.m. Slept 3 hours, then dressed in my only suit and walked into my 10:30 a.m. interview. And froze. The man who greeted me, Mr. Kenner, the hiring manager, was a perfect match for the man I'd been seeing on the road. Black suit, neutral expression, same face. He noticed my hesitation, maybe even my fear. The rest of the interview was a blur. I couldn't focus, couldn't even form coherent answers. It was like I was trapped inside a waking nightmare. I didn't get that job. Luckily, the second interview an hour later went better. A woman named Renee interviewed me. No déjà vu, no hallucinations. I nailed it and got the offer a few days later. I live in North Carolina now. My therapist says the men on the road weren't real. Just mental projections of my anxiety and fear, compounded by sleep deprivation and anticipation. that the faceless man in a suit became the symbol of what I was fearing the most: being judged, failing. And maybe she's right, but it doesn't change how viscerally real it felt. Or how sometimes, when I'm driving alone at night, I still find myself checking the rearview mirror a little too often.